Can't see your message. Hold on.
やる
Yeah, it's compiling shaders right now. Because I had to update my drivers because the... What's it called? NVIDIA control panel stopped working. One thing after another this week, man. These new video games just don't work. Yeah, I went to the game center, by the way. I went there because I had to run some errands, and it's like right next door. I went there. Even on their computer, it still took like 45 minutes to compile the shaders. I finally get in the game, and it somehow runs worse than my computer. I don't know what the hell they did to this Star Ocean port, but. But I'm stuck with it, so I want to try to get it to work. I don't have faith that they will fix it. But I went there to specifically test it because I thought maybe something's wrong with my computer why it takes so long. Yeah, it's like a... Game Center's a more accurate term because they do like non-video gaming stuff there. They have like a camp for the kids and stuff that the parents can take them to. But I just use it as a game center to test stuff out, hang out. Cause I had to. There's a grocery store next door. I like. It's hilarious. It took so long for the thing to compile shaders, even on their computers. Pretty good computers. It's like, nothing's wrong with my rig. It's the game. You know, it's compiling shaders. It's probably going to take like another 40 minutes. So I'm like, oh, I'll fire up the stream and play this for a bit. I'm going to sit here. It's a company. It's a branch of a company. They have like bigger branches, but the one that we have here apparently makes a lot of money. So where I live, we've had a number of places to like hang out and play games in like a social setting. Fighting games, Pokemon, esports games and stuff, but none of them have lasted long. This one's been around for about a year, a little over a year. They have like actual sponsor funding and stuff, so it's in a very good location too. There's lots of places to eat. There's like non-gaming stuff you can do there, like groceries, errands and stuff. There's a lot of things nearby, so the location helps their case for sure. Last place we had, the one before the last one, was like in the middle of nowhere, so a lot of people didn't want to go. They actually have a pretty old group of gamers here, at least in the FGC, so they don't want to burn the gas to just do that one thing. They want to make sure that they can do other stuff and eat or do things for their family or whatever. The problem with our last places we had to be social and play video games was people were too lazy to show up. They just had constant excuses, and then they wondered why the place was shut down. It's like, well, you guys just want to play at home with shit netcode, then of course the place is going to shut down. You have to support the business. The last one we had, the one before the last one, so two venues ago. Keep in mind, I don't drive, right? And there was no county rideshare like there is now. It took me hours to get there, and I'm friends with the owner. He told me I was one of the most supportive friends. I'm like, I don't even have a car. I had to exert so much more effort to get there versus somebody with a car. I showed up more than they did. So the place shut down because no one was showing up. The venue after that wasn't really that great, to be honest. The location was nice. There was a pizza place like right next door. Across the street there was an Albertsons, so you could do, adult shit, get groceries and things for the house while you were there, which helped this case for me for sure. As an adult without a car, it was nice for me. I could go get those things done and I could get the job going. That place was making like no money outside of the tournaments. It was like an old game store. They had a couple modern games, but it was mostly like stuff that nobody actually played. I never really saw anybody buy anything there, so no shock that they shut down. That place was just a crappy venue because there was no space. It wasn't like an actual venue like this new place is that opened last year. It's like basically just a mom and pop game store. It was really cramped in there. I really hated the events there. I still went just to hang out with people and be social, but that place was not ideal at all. We don't really have a huge gaming community here outside of Smash. The Smash guys play like elsewhere, so it wasn't like it was overcrowded because there were too many people. It was too successful. It's just that it was a mom and pop, mostly retro game store, so it wasn't really designed to have a bunch of dudes in there playing video games. It's really cramped in there. Actually, there was one more venue that was like some art place. It was very grungy, but it was better than the other place for sure.
javelins. No more javelins.
Guys, always in the way.
No more javelins.
And pads.
No more javelins.
Still compiling shaders. How long now? Like 20 minutes, it's still going. Great port. Incredible port. I feel, totally don't feel like an idiot for buying this game. I was about to pre-order, Valkyrie Elysium, because I really want to play that game, too. I've watched a lot of videos on that. It looks like something I would like, but after this Star Ocean port, I'm not pre-ordering that shit. They have an embargo on the. They must have an embargo on the PC port for some reason. Somebody else could be the guinea pig on that one. I'm not buying another AAA priced game that runs worse than games made by one guy. I'm over it. It's a shame, really. Star Wars. I know Tri-Ace is like they're barely hanging on. They're on the brink of shutting down, but I don't know. That's not an excuse. I would have finished that game already. I would have already finished it. I would have made content for it, but it was like trash. And in my good conscience, I don't even feel like recommending it to people. It's barely pricey. Can't even make it run above 60 FPS on PC.
more javelins. No more javelins. No more javelins. No more javelins.
Need you to get into the corner. Not looking good. GG's. Living on the edge here.
Taste defeat. Tiger uppercut.
No more W's.
Shogun.
No more W's.
Tiger uppercut.
No more W's.
Get it? Tiger cannon.
No more W's. No more W's. No more W's.
Tiger shot! Tiger shot! Tiger shot! Face the mighty bison.
No more W's.
Perfect. Psycho crusher. Psycho crusher.
This attempt just went south, didn't it? Gameplay quality is diminishing at an alarming rate,
Psycho knows no limits.
despite as annoying as the damn Andors keep coming back.
Psycho crusher.
Get a good beat on him. Damn Andors are driving me nuts. Every single time I get him in a combo, one of those bastards is there.
No more W's.
Psycho crusher.
No more W's.
My psycho power knows no limits.
Oh, come on. I hate the ads in this game. Why can't they, like, stop respawning? So annoying. I want to just fight the boss by himself.
Psycho power knows no limits.
Stupid Andors just walk away.
Psycho crusher. Psycho crusher. Psycho crusher.
No more W's.
Psycho crusher.
right there. Always like right in the middle of what you're doing.
Psycho Crusher!
There's one of those guys there. Don't stay in a combo.
No more juggling.
Always like right in the position where he doesn't get hit by anything I'm doing. Come on, can you like stagger? Just
No more juggling.
so annoying, these ads. They keep coming back.
Psycho Crusher!
Should stay dead. He's still alive somehow.
Psycho Crusher!
I don't have anything to unlock in this game. I just don't like playing it out. I need practice on that fight. I got a pretty good handle on the other fights, but that Bison fight is just really annoying. Well, GG's, I guess. It's like my first clear with him, too. I wasn't too bad. Definitely could have one CC without saving, but I started playing really bad. GG's. Let's try some of the secret characters. Yeah, this game has IGS beat 'em up design. It's like the ads on the screen all the time. It gets pretty annoying. I haven't tried her yet. I got a brand new sprite from. I don't know where the hell they got this sprite from. Got Ken's wife in this game. Oh shit. Must be from like Mugen or something. She's got Jade, Ken. That's what she has. Combo anything after that? That's kind of useless as it knocks them down. No OTGs in this game. Genocide cutter. That's pretty sick. He's got a bunch of boss moves. Got geese. Bunch of geese and Rugal moves. She has Rashomon as well. Yeah, it's supposed to be about a month from now, supposedly. Because there was a Japanese trailer that they uploaded on the Arc System Works Japanese account that said December 1st. So Seems like they've improved most of the things I didn't like about the first one, which was mostly just the gear was boring. It felt like they added that gear system like the last couple months of making the game or something. It's like just really boring loot. It barely made any difference. But now there's like whole like element system in the game and stuff. Hopefully it's more interesting. It's one thing that really triggers me in new games is when the loot sucks. When it just feels like the loot has no real reason to be there, other than because it makes people buy the games and the review scores are better if you put loot in it. But like most loot in games sucks. Most of it does. There's not that much loot on par with like Stranger of Paradise or Neo. Like those games have good loot. They actually change your build and you can make interesting builds and stuff. It's not just everything doing 2% more damage. That stuff is boring. That doesn't really keep me playing. That was the problem with Avengers. They wanted it to be a service game, but the loot sucked. The loot wasn't interesting to grind for, even if the game itself was perfect. Like, the loot was just garbo. Finished Bayo 3. What were your thoughts on it? I thought it's a good game, but lacking direction. A lot of stupid stuff in that game. Feels like you spend more time doing gimmicks than actually fighting things. The game just feels focus tested. Like what can we do on the first playthrough to make the reviewers like it? You know, like just put in a bunch of set pieces and variety. Or you're like not actually playing the game. I don't know, Bayonetta 3 just feels like they had no regard for playing the game more than once. Like they made that campaign the way it is for a reason, to get reviews from reviewers that like don't like or play the genre. So it has all that stupid minigame shit in it. I didn't even really find it enjoyable the first time. I feel like a good minigame is at least enjoyable the first time. A lot of them are just terrible. The frame rate was bad. It didn't feel like your inputs are really respected at all. There's plenty of games that have fun minigames. It's not like it's a sin to put a minigame in your whatever the kind of game is, RPG or whatever. It has to feel like it's fun. And it has to not let your state That's precisely the problem. You spend so much time doing that stuff, it's not even I don't know, that game's got an 89 on Metacritic, so it did something right. You spend so much time like not actually playing it. Feels like half of that game is not actually playing it. Between the cutscenes and the minigames, feels like most of it you're not actually playing a video game. You're not playing an action game, at least. You're playing Mario Party, really high production value Mario Party. It's like they just didn't know what they wanted the game to be. That's what I felt like. The story is garbage too. The story is unforgivable. No, the problem with Bayo 3 is they tried to tell that they didn't want to compromise their vision for the game. When they got the okay to make it, you can tell that they like, okay, we're not gonna dumb our design down just because we're stuck making it on the Switch. They really wanted to maintain their vision and not stray from it at all. The problem with that is the Switch can barely run the game, so when you have big kaiju running through burning, crumbling buildings, and the Switch can like render it at like 20 FPS, then I feel like there's a problem. It feels like that game was made for better hardware, and they just released what they had now because they wanted another big game for the holiday season. Apparently, the emulation crowd has found like higher definition textures and stuff in the files. So I don't know what that means. It either means that whenever the next Switch comes out, that there will be like an enhanced version or a PC port. Apparently, Bayo 3 was in the NVIDIA leak, and most of the time, most of those actually do come true. I don't believe it for a second because they don't have the second game on PC. The only way you can play that is Switch or find a Wii U. The problem with Viola is just that they write her as clumsy, and she's supposed to be the new protagonist. That's the problem. Like, they tried to copy DMC4 Nero, but the execution is way worse. The difference between Nero and Viola, I'm only counting on the first game for both of them, because obviously Viola is going to be in whatever the next Bayonetta thing is that Nero wasn't clumsy. He was brash and hot-headed, but he could hold his own. The problem I had with Viola in the story was that she does nothing by herself. She always gets bailed out by Bayonetta. It's like, well, if you want me to care about this protagonist, she doesn't have to be a clone of Bayonetta. She doesn't have to be female Dante. But it should feel like she has at least some level of competence. I'm not trying to say, like, you can't have a character that grows and learns and improves and grows with the player. It's cool to have characters like that. The problem is she's not like that. She just gets bailed out constantly, and she can barely do anything by herself. I feel like they went too far in on the whole trainee angle. You don't have to make her a badass from the start. There should be some form of character development, but the only thing she does in the game is just get tired and get her ass beat constantly. Like, that doesn't really make me care about the character or feel like she's worthy to get more games about her. It just feels like you're trying to push this character on us so hard, but the way that she's written is really bad. And people didn't like Nero. People didn't like Nero in DMC4, but nobody could say that he was useless. He soloed a bunch of stuff in that game. He barely got bailed out by Dante at all. Especially because of the story in DMC4, which is basically Dante's supposed to be a bad guy, even though it's painfully obvious he wasn't. They couldn't really go with that angle of Dante repeatedly bailing the new protagonist out. They had to make him stand on his own, and I think that's what made DMC5 better. Because gameplay-wise, Nero kind of sucked. The main thing Nero had going for him was the fact that the enemies were designed with his moveset in mind. So even though he's limited mechanically, he can't really do much. He doesn't have much depth. The enemies are all designed around his kit, so it's fine. And then in the 5th game, they completely revamped him, and he has a lot more depth. But story-wise, I thought that he was done way better than Viola, just because he could hold his own. He was obviously inexperienced, but he did have the skills to back up being cocky. And I think that's the problem with Viola. And she's cocky and brash and hot-headed like a lot of other protagonists, but she can't do anything by herself. She's completely useless. I don't get what they're trying to do. Although some people just don't like that she's a comic relief character, and that's fine. That's fine. It's just it should feel like she can actually do something by herself. She kind of felt like Johnny Quest to me playing that game. You ever watch Johnny Quest? It's like the show's named after Johnny Quest, but he's like 10. So when a bunch of ninjas or whatever are attacking him, like he can't do anything. He had to call Race Bannon, and he would beat up the guys and save them. The difference is that Johnny Quest was still smart. He was very smart for a kid, and he did help in the plot. He wasn't like Inspector Gadget, where Inspector Gadget is a moron, right? Like he kind of just has insane good luck, and his niece and the dog basically protect him and solve the crimes for him. It's like Johnny Quest was still capable. It's just they tried to not have too much suspension of disbelief where it's like, a kid's not going to be able to take on like 5 ninjas trying to kill him. Like he needs to call an adult, but he still had merit. And that series is like 60 years old or whatever. Like they did that shit better back then. I don't know. The story is a train wreck. They really they tried to copy Nero, but they just did a piss poor job. It's hard to care about her. I don't even really like her design either. I think she looks really generic and weird looking. But the design is not really the problem. It's the way that she's written. They can still have like an incompetent, clumsy character, but still make it feel like they're strong. Where it feels like, they're not experienced. They're not like Dante or Bayonetta tier of like badass protagonists, but they can still do things by themselves. The problem with Viola, she just feels completely incompetent. She barely does anything in that game by herself. She's pretty much always getting bailed out. It's a shame. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. I might come back in a few minutes if Star Ocean works, but I'm going to go ahead and stop. Thanks for watching.